Jay here for Stretford, Paddock. On the Paper Talk today, we're going to be talking about Jesse Lingard. Could he be going to Newcastle? Anthony Martial, could he be going to Juventus or Sevilla? And are we interested in a Marseille midfielder? Make sure you check it out. Jay here for Stretford, Paddock. This is a Paper Talk. As you can see, I'm outside Old Trafford where it's a bit brisk, shall we say. I'm glad I've got my Parker on. We'll get straight into it. Quite a lot of transfer speculation this morning as the transfer window comes to an end, doesn't it? It's winding down. We've got a week left, something like that. So yeah, there's a lot of speculation over deals that could be done. The main ones being around outgoings. It looks like there could be a few outgoings. Incomings, I'm not so sure about, but I will give you an update on what's being spoken about. The first one to get to with the outgoings is Anthony Martial. Anthony Martial, who came on as a substitute at the weekend against West Ham, played his part in the goal that got us the winner. Marcus Rashford's late winner. Limbs all over the gaff, as they say in the Stretford end. It was, well, all over Old Trafford and everywhere anyone was watching it, I'm guessing. Martial sort of giving us a little reminder that, you know, he's still a very talented footballer. There's rumours that Sevilla could be interested in him. They were interested in him, but it looked like they were put off by around a £5 or £6 million fee. They could be willing to pay that. Then you've got Juve as well. Reports this morning that Juventus could be back in for him and that they are willing to pay a fee as well, and they've got the money to do that. So there's a couple of big clubs there interested in him. He could end up going this transfer window. I know, like, there's a bit of a sort of up and down relationship in that with Anthony Martial. This time last week, everyone was questioning him. After the West Ham game, people going, you know what? He's still got it, which is mad. Do you think how just 10 minutes can change the perception of people? I know some people were booing him, Old Trafford, when he came on. I think there were a few boos anyway. I heard from where I was, what sounded like boos. I saw some people online saying there were boos. I'm not into that if that is the case. But anyway, he's still a talented young lad. It looks like he is going to go, whether it's in the summer or in January. But if he does go in January, then Sevilla and Juve look like the main contenders for his signature. As a low move, it looks like. Not as a permanent deal, as a low move. Another one who could be going out as well is Jesse Lingard. Now, Jesse Lingard, his contract ends in the summer, so it's slightly different from Anthony Martial. And Newcastle look like they're up in their game. Fabrizio Romano tweeting that it could be 24 hours and a deal is done, because Newcastle pretty much desperate to bring in reinforcements so they don't get relegated this season, because they are sort of, I know they got a big result this weekend, but they are fighting that relegation battle. And if they do get relegated, then they could be in all sorts of trouble, because despite the fact they've got all this money, attracting players to the Championship is no easy feat. So, Jesse Lingard, in the next 24 hours, could be heading to St James's, according to the latest reports. So that looks like Martial and Lingard could be heading out the door. In terms of incomings, there's not a lot going on, but there is one rumour that United could be in for the kid from Marseille, Boubacar Kamara. Now, this is coming out of, I think it was Corriere dello Sport, saying that United are looking to make a deal with him or with Marseille before the end of the transfer window. I've not seen many reports on this, so I'm not going to give it a lot of credence. I'm not going to lie to you, but it's a report that I read that he could be a potential incoming. Now, I don't know a lot about the lad, although he's relatively young. I think he's 23, I think. A defensive midfielder who can also play at centre-back, so he certainly fits what we're looking for, but there hasn't been a lot of reporting around this, so it doesn't look like it's a done deal or a here we go or anything like that. It's more of a rumour, to be honest with you. Another rumour doing the rounds, or another story, a bit more than a rumour, is that Manchester United's new executive vice chairman or CEO or whatever he's calling himself, Richard Arnold, is looking at bringing some of the ex-players into the fold, maybe working with the likes of Gary Neville. I think there's a report in The Athletic saying that where Ed Woodward had a bit of a, should we say, a frosty relationship with some of the ex-players, they were quite critical of him, especially Gary Neville. We know he called him out a couple of times. Richard Arnold is reaching out to them to maybe get them into the fold and bring them in. I don't know if it's going to be in an official capacity or just in a more sort of friendly capacity, so there's a better relationship there than what Ed Woodward had with some of the United legends. Also in The Athletic, it mentions the fact that United are looking at different contenders for the managerial job as well. The man, Lopetegui, have we got that right, his name? You know what I mean. He's a contender as well as the usual suspects of Eric Ten Hag and Mauricio Pochettino. So those seem to be the three main contenders for the Manchester United job. We'll have to see what happens. Who knows? Maybe even Ralph Rangnick can put his hat into the ring if he has an amazing run as interim manager. So Jay, back in the studio, as you can tell, something just got flagged up when I was on my way back from Old Trafford. Obviously, just finished recording a paper talk. This is about Paul Pogba having to delete an Instagram post. Now, he did post on Instagram a post of him praying. He's obviously Muslim. He's doing his prayers, mentioning Allah and doing like a message, and may Allah accept you. May accept our Duas brothers and sisters. Seems like a relatively nice post. You know, he's in praying and embracing his religion. And he got some abuse. He got some Islamophobic abuse and had to delete it. And this is something that's been doing the rounds on Twitter now about people mentioning this and saying he shouldn't have had to delete it. And this is a bit of an outrage. Now, listen, I've just got no time for this whatsoever, and it's disgusting. I think that anyone, any United player or anyone, in fact, in general, should be able to practice their religion and share their religion and celebrate their religion without receiving abuse, especially a Manchester United player who, doesn't matter whether you like Paul Pogba or rate him as a footballer, he's a Manchester United player and people should be respecting his beliefs and his religion. And when I see things like that, it just infuriates me, it deflates me. Some people are saying it's Manchester United fans who've been giving him criticism, been giving him abuse, others saying it isn't. Listen, you're always going to have a minority, no matter what, of fans from any club that are bigoted or that are Islamophobic, and we should own that. We shouldn't say, oh, it's not United fans, because we've got millions of fans around the world, and some of those fans may have views, even if it is only a tiny minority, they may have views that don't marry up with our views in the vast majority of us who are, you know, accepting people. So just to say, oh, well, it's not United fans, I don't think that's right. I don't know the ins and outs of this. All I can tell you is that I think that's disgusting. When I was growing up, one of the sort of the things that I liked about Manchester United and encouraged me supporting Manchester United was I used to see people like myself. I used to see the likes of Remy Moses and Paul McGrath, players like that looked like me, and it made you think, you know what, one day maybe I can play for United. When you hear players like, or you see this season we've had Zidane Iqbal obviously play for United, that's a good thing, it's a positive thing, and you think that's, you know, a young Asian lad looking at going, maybe one day I can play for United. And when you see people getting abuse, players like Paul Pogba getting abuse and Islamophobic abuse, what sort of message is that sending out to young Muslim kids who look at Manchester United and who want to play for Manchester United one day? It's just something that it needs stamping out. And I feel for Paul Pogba. I hope he's not too upset. I can only imagine that how disgusting that is. I've been the victim of racist abuse myself, and you know, it's equally abhorrent in it, getting abused because of your religion. So I hope he can move on from this if he can. And I hope that whoever is responsible for that, social media, take a stand, because we need to sort of stamp this thing out. And it's not what Manchester United are about, and it's not what Manchester United players should have to endure either. So just thought I'd mention that because it's been flagged up quite a lot on social media, and it's something that we should all be addressing. Hopefully we can see Paul Pogba back in the United team soon, playing football, playing for Manchester United, and getting a response from the crowd and the fans that, you know, he's playing for Manchester United, we should have his back. I know that it can be a bit of a divisive figure, but there's absolutely no excuses whatsoever for that sort of abuse. I know that when he does return to Manchester United, in a Manchester United shirt, he gets the support that he deserves. Anyway, I'll leave it there. Don't forget to hit subscribe. Thanks for watching.